Welcome back to Crambox Weekly. I'm Carl. This is Vanessa, my co-host.
Hello.
And best friend. She's been over here threatening to choke me because of the things that I've been saying remotely. So now she's here to make sure that I
keep them on track.
Yeah. This week we're going to do a little something different. If you listened last week, it was over an hour long.
Yeah, we're trying to shorten it for y'all.
So we're going to shorten it up. We're going to split it into smaller segments. This first segment is going to be on the news, and then later on in the week, we'll release our in-depth segment regarding states' rights. So without further ado, Vanessa, you want to go first?
I do. So, I work in the medical field and everything, and I was looking up what's new in medical, what's going on with it. And so this one, it really caught my eye because it was funny. And, I have to do funny. So, but there's a new thing that they're actually started in human clinical trials for butt breathing.
Wait.
See, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So this, I know, laugh all you want. Like,
how does that work?
So they found that there's certain mammals, certain animals that actually can absorb oxygen through their intestines, which makes sense because your intestines are highly vascular. We give medicine through rectally and everything because it's absorbed faster. Well, this scientist in Japan started researching it, and he started, I want to say back, I think it was in 2019, started researching it. And in fact, this scientist has won the Ig Nobel Prize for his research and everything onto it. It's where they take this highly concentrated fluid that's really oxygenated. They do an enema and they put it inside the body and it absorbs into it. It's shown actually great promise, and it's started in their clinical humans phases. He's already done like pigs and mice and everything. But yeah, they put it in there and it absorbs into there, and it's actually, I know. So it's funny because if you Google it, and you Google butt breathing, it comes right up. But it's actually intestinal breathing, and it's to help people with when they're having, like, if their lungs collapse and everything, and there's no alternative to mechanical ventilation. So they've been researching other ways to help people, and it's actually showed really good promising to help people, survive.
Great. So, like, in like 5 years, we're going to be looking at Navy corpsmen who not only have the silver bullet to shove up Marines' ass when they fall out, but if they start to have issues with their lungs, they're going to have some other tube or something they're going to shove up Marines' ass?
Yeah, Marines are okay with it.
I was never okay with the silver bullet.
I don't know why. Well, that's because when you're out in the field and you pass out, they can't get a temperature from. I don't know why they didn't put it under the armpit, but I guess more internally, it's actually more accurate. And if you think about it, when children are born, babies, that's how they take their temperature, because it's actually your core temperature. It's a very accurate reading for it. So, like, if they put it under your armpit, I believe they have to add a degree up to it, so it's not accurate. So if you can get a core temperature, just like, kind of morbid, but when somebody is found dead, and they want to check how long they are, they actually shove a thermometer into their body to check their body temperature to see, and they can calculate how long they've been dead.
So I go back to the Navy is now going to have 2 things to peg Marines with.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah. Hey, don't ask, don't tell to talk. So, they'll be like, I'm falling out.
Where's that firefighter that does like the don't do this thing?
No idea what you're talking about.
You don't know that? So there's this EMS guy, right? And people will send him videos of things that are like phallus shaped or dildo shaped or something like that. And like, he'll review it, and then his response, he'll come back on and be like, no.
like, don't do. Oh my God. No, I've not seen that one. But yeah, like, it's like, say somebody with really bad COPD, right? And they've been there. It's not, I don't want anybody to think that it's an alternative, like your lungs are going to be useless and we're going to now start breathing through our bums. That's not what it is for at all. Like your lungs are the main reason, like the
Mhm.
main source of your breathing. But if your oxygen's going down, and especially when COVID happened, I think this all stemmed from COVID because, we were short on mechanical vents. People weren't being able to like be put on oxygen. So he wanted to find an alternative to help those people. So, I mean, it almost comes down to like if this technology was available back then, how many people actually would have made it and survived this pandemic with this breathing? But it'll be interesting to follow and see what's going on. But I thought like when it first came up, I was like, stop, this can't be real.
So how are they proving that it works? Are they like
They did
covering the nose and the mouth and stopping the breathing of the person, or
no,
are they
so
just looking at the O2 levels, the O2 levels?
they're looking at that as well. I mean, they're still going to have some type of like breathing in the regular air.
Mhm.
He's done it on mice and pigs, which are very very close to how we work, and they've seen a great response to it. He did do a phase where he had volunteers come in for the human testing, and basically they wanted to see if they could take in the fluid for an hour, and see what the response was to the system. Some people couldn't go for the full hour. Other people were fine with it because basically it's almost like you have to hold in the fluid.
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, what do you mean an hour? They're filling their
Mhm.
bowels with fluid for an hour?
They fill it up and you hold it in for an hour. I know. I know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they put a cork in there or what's going on, but that's what I would think. But they just, yeah, they've the first fluid was just saline. They just wanted to see if it's working and what are the side effects and everything. Like with anything fluid wise, you're going to clean it yourself out afterwards. But mostly it was just like, bloating, cramping a little bit and stuff. So the side effects versus not being able to breathe, and actually going into respiratory distress to respiratory like death, it helps bridge that gap between those two, without having to do ECMO, which
Mhm.
is, that's awful. And it's very hard and especially when somebody goes on a trach or anything like that, it's really hard to wean them from that once we've mechanically been working with their lungs. So this alternative, I think, will
Yeah,
help.
I heard a lot of the deaths from COVID were a result of the intubation process. Like once you're intubated, your
It's it
chance of survival drops
it
significantly.
does. It normally does. That's why they will try everything to keep a patient from being mechanically vented. Because once they're intubated, it's hard when you're sedated,
Mhm.
everything like that. And your lungs never when your lungs are having issues, they never have a chance to like take a break. Like so I mean, just like our heart doesn't get a chance to break. Neither does our lungs. So we're constantly using them. And this will help let your lungs, hey, calm down a little bit. Let's get some oxygen still flowing through you so where your brain's not deprived of oxygen. And once that starts happening, then all the systems start to shut down. So I think that in the long scheme of it all, it's going to be really beneficial if this is something that can happen.
Sorry, I've got this vision. 15 years from now, the O2 bars are going to have.
The enemas,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. It could be a shitty situation. Super shitty.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, better get a lot more bathrooms.
God.
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna what it's gonna look like, but
Mhm.
also, like, I had to look up what an Ig Nobel Prize is.
Mhm.
So, what that is, because I was like, "What in the world?" I didn't know there was different types. But basically what it is it's the science it's when, something comes out that makes you laugh, but it also makes you think, like, "This is possible."
Mhm.
So, that's why he won it is because, I mean, initially you're like, "Whoa, whoa," and then you're
This
like
can't be real.
right, exactly like when you
Mhm.
look at it, you're like, "That's not real," just like when I said it to you and you were like, "What?" and laughs. But it does, it makes you laugh, but then, I mean, the research and the science behind it all makes complete and total sense.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
That's an
that's what
interesting one.
I know.
It's kind of a good story.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's refreshing.
but that's what they said.
That's very cleansing.
Yeah, that's one way to cleanse it all out.
um, okay. Do you want to do your next one or you want me to go?
Yeah,
You,
I can do
you,
my
me,
next one.
you, or you, me?
No, you do you.
Me.
But you said yours is long.
It,
But mine could be long too. What if we have the same one?
well, you go.
Hmm.
Hmm.
See?
Yeah.
All right, you do yours.
All right, fine. I'll go mine.
Yeah.
All right. So Tuesday was election day.
Oh, yeah, mine's not this.
So comically on Tuesday, folks, I believe it was in Kentucky, were calling their board of elections and complaining because their polling place wasn't open, and they were confused. And finally, what had to happen is that the governor of Kentucky had to issue a statement saying, there are no elections in our state. You cannot,
Stop.
you cannot go to the polling place and vote for the mayor of New York.
Stop. So there was no elections going on and people were showing up to elect.
Because they wanted to vote, because it's high profile, right? And it's high profile because it gives us kind of a pulse for what the 2026 elections are going to look like. And I've talked a lot about how, like, oh, we need voters to be participating. Like, this was one of the, normally people don't think about off cycle voting.
Right.
But this one was significant. And it was significant in such a way that the president was getting involved, threatening.
Oh, God. So then that's why people showed up. They're like, we got to vote. The president's saying vote.
Absolutely.
And they're like, there's no voting. We're not voting. There's nobody to vote for here.
I mean, he went so far as to tell New York City, if they vote for Mamdani, he will hold federal funds from the city.
Oh, that's shitty. You can't do that. That's like
illegal.
Yeah. Like, isn't that against the Constitution?
It's against the law, but yes.
I feel like it should be against the Constitution. Like, you are the president, you run the country. You can't withhold stuff because somebody doesn't vote the way that you want them to vote. It's unconstitutional. We talked about the Constitution and voting and all that stuff, and you cannot.
So he's doing it, not to get sidetracked, but he's already doing it, right? California, when it comes to aid for fire, he's cut them off. The Asheville situation after Hurricane Helene came through, guess who still hasn't gotten FEMA funds? Because that region predominantly voted for Kamala Harris.
That's stupid.
And so, like, he doesn't outright say, I'm not giving you money because of.
Right, but the backlash.
But it's like, it's there. You can see the bits and pieces.
So we're kind of assuming that that's what's gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
But New York resoundingly voted for Mamdani. So we now have a Democratic socialist who is running, or will be running, the city of New York, America's greatest city. It's the center of capitalism for the world. And we have a Democratic socialist running the show. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't necessarily agree with everything that Mamdani believes in, but at the same time, I do understand where that's coming from. But Mamdani was just like, that was one of the things, right?
Okay.
Democrats took the governorship, the lieutenant governorship, and the attorney general in Virginia.
No.
Democrats took the governor of New Jersey. They took 2 board seats in Georgia for their energy commission, which is like, whatever. But the point is, like,
we don't need energy.
The point is that it was a Democratic sweep.
Okay.
Right? Like, completely swept the board. And then in California, Proposition 50, they closed it when the polls closed. They were already calling it as a pass.
So
that's how significant that vote was.
Okay, so now I just have a question. Trump's Republican. Why is he pushing Democrats to be in office?
No, he's not.
Well, I just thought you said he said that Mamdani, or whatever the guy's name.
He said, if you vote for Mamdani,
he's going to hold.
I'm going to hold fund.
Oh, okay. I thought he said, okay. I misunderstood you.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So basically he was saying, hey, look, I'm going to blackmail you with federal funding and force you to vote. He actually endorsed Cuomo and not the Republican that was running.
Well,
I mean, I guess, like,
what's crazy to me,
the sex offenders have to stay together.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's terrible.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But my thing is like, why, like, Trump, up until the only reason he became a Republican was to run office. Like, he was strictly Democratic
Hmm.
his entire life, supported, he supported the Clinton, he supported Obama. And then it's like, he's like, "Oh, I don't like any other candidates. I might as well just be
He
Republican."
didn't actually support Obama.
Was it?
He led the birther movement.
Okay.
You remember that?
Nope.
Where he said that Barack Obama was not suited to or not allowed to be president because he was not born in the United
Oh,
States.
is that who started it?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
that's
well,
great.
he was one of the ones that started it. So he wasn't he was not for Obama, and he started to kind of make that switch because during Obama's second run for office, he made the comment of, "Oh, I should jump in," but he never did.
Right.
Right. And we thought it was just a publicity stunt. And then Obama got out of office, and here comes Trump right after Hillary Clinton. Right.
I
Um,
gotta be honest, though.
fucking lock her up.
Yeah.
Um, so, but at the end of the day, right, like he's getting more and more involved in trying to do this. And he's actually started to call for investigations into the California vote because he's saying that it was fraudulent because they used mail-in ballots because California is
That's
all mail-in ballots.
Well, then if that's the case, then every of their votes are that's stupid. He can't. It's like, I'm not I think there's some amazing things that he's done. I think that there's some really off the wall things he's done. I don't think he's a bad president. I don't think that he's, any of that. But at the end of the day, it's like, we've seen it when he was on his shows and everything. It's like, stop being a baby. Like, just because things don't go your way doesn't mean that you need to call things fraudulent or not okay. Like, accept what the American people decided and move on. Like, don't it's just a waste of our tax money.
So I will contend with you that I personally do not think that he's a good president.
I know you don't.
I think he's a piece of shit. I think that I could take a shit that would be a better president than him.
Will it clog the toilet though?
It probably, and it would still be a better president, right? But that's just my view, right? And it's not necessarily like a Republican Democrat thing because, like, I don't really think that he's a Republican.
I don't know what he is.
I think that he's in it for himself, and that's why I think that he's a bad president.
Yeah.
If you look at every other president or presidential hopeful, you can tell that the ones that won or the ones that made it to the general election, they weren't necessarily in it for themselves.
Right.
Obama wasn't in it for himself. Kamala was not in it for herself. Biden ran because he felt that he could do the job,
Yeah.
right?
We
And
found out that he really couldn't.
during Trump 1.0, he surrounded himself with
Is that what we call it now?
Trump 1.0. Yeah.
That's what we call
So when he was the 45th president, right? He surrounded himself with competent individuals.
Mhm.
I mean, General Mattis,
Yeah.
right? They put him in as the Secretary of Defense.
Mhm.
And during Trump 2.0, this guy is surrounding himself with inept morons, right? I mean, Kash Patel, that's his the resting face is just like the shock.
The
Like,
shock.
how did I get here? Like, what am I doing? And he lies about everything, right? And then there's Pam Bondi, who I hear her voice and I just want to it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, yeah, just stab your eardrum. You
Um,
won't have to hear it
but
anymore.
but more importantly, right? You've got Pete Hegseth, who is the Secretary of Defense,
Mhm.
and I will not call it the Secretary, the Department of War, because
That's
listen,
that's what they decided to change it to?
well, they've notionally changed it to the Department of War,
We're not at war.
right? But they say that we should be on a war footing at all times, and I'm sitting here going, no, 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 no. They changed it to Department of Defense because we're not a war-oriented nation. We should never have become a war-oriented nation,
Right.
right? Their argument is, well, when we changed it to defense, we started losing wars
No, we started losing wars because of a array of things.
because we were getting involved in shit that we shouldn't have gotten involved in.
That's I really believe that's what America has always done. We're like, I mean, to be,
Wanting to, we had to get involved because if we didn't,
yeah, it was going to get bad.
right.
I mean, but then again, they did technically bomb us in Japan, in Pearl
Yeah,
Harbor.
Japan like drug us.
They drug us right into
Yeah.
that. We were trying to
Mhm.
mind our own business.
Yeah. And, I mean, funny thing about that one is that, they hit us with the,
Shit.
whoa.
I hit the button and I went down. let me fix that. Okay, here we go.
They hit us with the intent to keep us out of the war, right?
Yeah.
But they missed the carriers, which were out at sea at the time.
Yeah.
And they just pissed us off, right? And they failed to understand that when you attack America,
we get mad.
We get mad and we go on the offense, right? But when we go on the offense for no particular reason other than we're on the offense,
Yeah.
we fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Right? Iraq. We invaded Iraq.
Didn't we have to?
No reason.
No timeout. We had a reason.
What?
Wasn't it like, oh no, that was Afghanistan. Stop.
So Afghanistan
was 9/11.
Afghanistan 1 was 9/11.
Yeah.
Right? And then we went in there and initially, like, Donnie Rumsfeld.
We got off topic so far.
He fucked everything up. I know. But long story short, right, is yes, we do stick our nose in everything that we shouldn't. But
yes,
my point being is that he's surrounding himself with morons, right?
Yeah.
A drunken bastard is leading the Department of Defense. And he thinks that physical fitness is the one thing that needs to happen. And he feels it so hard that he had to call all of his generals and their senior enlisted to Quantico to tell them, you will be fit.
I can see it to a certain extent. I can see, but I mean, generals, they've been in for a hot minute, a while. It just, they can't, there's no way you're going to tell me that a general has to be physically fit to, mostly they sit behind a desk. Mostly they're not frontline. They're not that frontline. By all means, be fit. But I mean, they're 18-year-old old kids. Like, I know that they're teenagers. I know they're considered adults at 18. But I mean, I wasn't prepared for life when I joined the military. Like, it just, you're not always prepared.
Right.
And I think that, but being physically fit at that age, yeah. You're frontline. But when you're a generals at that point, no. Let them relax. Let them be who they are. They're not frontline. They're not doing that. Or just give them a Ozempic if that's what you're feeling. Like Jesus.
This is how we get rid of fat troops.
Yeah.
Ozempic all of them.
Well, yeah. Just give them Ozempic. We'll be in our BMI weights. Like, we're good. We're good to go.
But bringing it all around back, what this election showed us, or what this election period showed us, is that despite the fact that Democrats have a very low approval rating, like, the nation doesn't like them, they also don't like Donald Trump. Right? And Donald Trump has overplayed his hand. And I've been saying this since the beginning, is that he's going to overplay himself. He's going to do so much that it's going to come back and bite him in the butt.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing happening is in 2026, we are going to have what could potentially amount to a blue tsunami. And Democrats could potentially, and I say potentially, they could take back the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
And if that happens, day 1 of January 2027,
oh yeah, they're going to be impeached.
They're going after him.
Oh yeah. I foresee that as well. No, that's interesting. Like, I just think that sometimes he just needs to step back a little bit. And he's the type of person, I mean, we've seen it his entire career. He's the type of person, he acts and then thinks. And as a president, you need to think first before you act.
Or not act at all and let your people do the thinking and the acting.
yes, that too. Because, I mean, you have a whole board of people that are teaching you and educating you and telling you stuff, just listen to them.
Not this time around. This time around, have you seen his meetings, the cabinet meetings?
No.
They all give him praise. Thanks to you, Mr. President, the economy. Thanks to you, Mr. President.
Because they don't want to get fired.
Oh my God. It's just like, oh. And then he goes to China and he's talking about, we're getting off topic.
Yeah. Don't stay on topic.
Yeah. So anyways, your second.
So my second one so the other day I was going through the McDonald's drive-through, right? And I always pay with my debit card because I don't carry cash on me. But on their window, they said something about the penny shortage, that they were going to round everything up to 5 cents. And so I'm like, well, if my bill is, like $2 or $5.01, it's not going to be $5.05 because we're getting rid of the penny. They said when it came out that we wouldn't see the effects until the beginning of 2026, but we're already seeing the effects because the banks can't get pennies from the Federal Reserves. They don't have them anymore, and everything. And so if you're paying with cash, you're going to be charged more. And the tax that they're doing it is they're calling it oh God, what was the tax that they were calling it? I forget, but I don't know if it goes to federal or state level. So in essence, we're going to pay more for everything and it seems very minute. And I was thinking about it when I was reading it. So if I go to the store and I'm paying cash for everything, and I am at the end, it's, I'm paying 3 cents more because they're rounding up. So they rounded up by 3 cents. Doesn't seem like much at first, but if I have 200 transactions that I'm paying cash with and they've all rounded up, by that month, it was like $6 or $7. And then at the end of it, how I figured it all out, it's like we're going to be paying almost $100 more a year because of the pennies gone. Now, do I agree that the pennies need to be gone? Absolutely. They cost way too much to make. I understand that,
Mhm.
but I don't think it needs to come down to us. If it's $20.01, it should just be $20. Don't round up. Especially at one. I mean, if it's 4 cents, by all means, take that extra penny, because at some point I had deleted a penny. But to round everything up, it just does not make sense to me. So it was interesting to me. So I looked it up and I was like, there needs to be a better way.
So that's going to compound the inflation rate,
Yeah.
make it worse.
Yeah. So it's everybody needs to just are we saying what about the people that don't get debit cards and that they use cash? They are going to be paying more. So now we're encouraging people to use their debit cards and stick to that. But you can run your debit card as a credit card, which now means that the credit card companies are getting a better fee for it. Everybody else is paying for that fee. So in essence, all taking away the penny does, in my mind, is that we are now boosting the credit card companies.
It's amazing what happens when little things like the penny get removed and you start to see that
The trickle effect.
the trickle effect of what's going on. Wow, I mean, hey, we got rid of the penny finally.
Yeah.
Are we going to put Abe Lincoln on anything else?
Oh, shit. No, I forgot. He's not on anything but the penny.
But the penny, yeah.
Oh, no. We're losing Lincoln. He's not even on, he's not on Rushmore, is he?
No, he's not.
See?
I don't think he is.
I don't know either. I don't know who's on Rushmore, to be honest.
He might be.
I'm going to Google it real quick. Oh, that's the wrong app. Jesus.
He is.
Okay. So, I guess...
I mean, he's off by himself.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not that he's off by himself. He's just monitoring those two.
Yeah, you got Roosevelt. Right?
He's in the background.
Roosevelt's right here, and Roosevelt is a later president than Lincoln. They put Lincoln off by himself.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know if Lincoln will be put on something else, or I mean, I'm sure that they'll have a commemorative coin, that the mint comes out with. Because of all this, extra money that we're paying, maybe they'll just make a mint and be like, oh, look, here's the penny. You can buy a penny from
Yeah, but they won't do that until they give Trump
a coin.
Yeah.
He already has one.
He does?
Every president gets a coin. You didn't know that? On the U.S.
No,
Mint?
they're going to make him a currency.
Oh.
I think I heard there's a $1 coin that they're going to put him on, the Trump coin.
Well, they have them on all the presidents have the dollar coins. They're gold. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I promise you. They came out with dollar coins for all the presidents.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. They all come out with it.
Hmm.
And you can. They're not very like circulated, but I know the one. Fun fact: in Newbern, North Carolina, at the Toyota dealership up there, their vending machine. If you put in like a $5 bill, and it's $2, they'll give you $3 in gold coins back. Yeah, that's.
Oh, so for anyone in Newbern.
Yeah, go get your gold coins. You might find a Trump.
I will melt that thing. All right. Well, I think that's it for our news roundup this week.
I think that is. I think it's very interesting. So I highly recommend everybody look into the penny thing, because that was a new thing that they put out in 2025, but they are no longer making it as of May. So take a look at it and see. And hey, worst case scenario, run it as a debit card so that everybody's not having to pay extra fees.
And if you have a news story that you want us to cover, please shoot us an email at contact@cramboxpolitics.com and we will review it. Just so you know the format, Vanessa and I are not talking to each other about the news stories that we're going to bring to the table. So that's why I was able to have such a surprise when she brought up
butt breathing.
Yeah,
we want to keep it genuine so that we get these reactions and it's like, interesting.
Yeah,
I like it.
So on Wednesday we'll push out the episode on states' rights, but we'll continue to do these news stories every week. So until next week.